Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos were among the star-studded guests at U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's pre-inauguration dinner in Washington on Sunday. Politician Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner and Vice President-elect J.D. Vance were also seen at the private event on the eve of Trump's inauguration. The president-elect appeared on stage with his wife Melania and addressed the audience. Trump said he will not waste a single moment and said he plans to sign nearly 100 executive orders on the first day of his second presidency. On Inauguration Day, Trump will start with the traditional prayer service at St. John's Episcopal Church before heading to the White House for a customary tea with the outgoing president and First Lady. Trump then heads to the Capitol, where his ceremony has been moved indoors as temperatures are set to plummet and make it the coldest inauguration day in 40 years. It's not quite clear how the ceremony will be adapted to the Capitol Rotunda, which holds only 600 people. According to Associated Press, more than 250,000 guests were ticketed to view the inauguration from around the Capitol grounds.
Gentlemen, please welcome President Donald J. Trump and Mrs. Melania Trump.
It's been a very big day, and tomorrow's going to be an even bigger day. I want to especially thank you all for being here on the eve of one of the most important days in the history of our country. The day we save our nation and begin to make America great again. Within hours of taking office, I will sign dozens of executive orders, close to 100 to be exact, many of which I will be describing in my address tomorrow. We will not waste a single moment in delivering on our promises to the people. We will quickly defeat the inflation crisis and unlock the liquid gold. You know what liquid gold is? We have more than anybody under our feet. In other words, we will drill, baby drill, and get those prices down, and everything else is going to follow as it always does.
The founder of the Safe Skies Over Ukraine Charitable Foundation and former Deputy Chief of Ukraine's General Staff, Lieutenant General Ihor Romanenko, noted that strikes on Russia's strategic facilities reduce its potential. Currently, we are accumulating and improving our strike weapons, which are used to hit military targets that serve as strategic objectives deep within Russia. The storage of fuel and lubricants is the first target. Factories, enterprises, anything that manufactures weapons and ammunition is the second target. And the third target includes airfields, all related infrastructure, and missile launch sites, Romanenko explained on the Espresso. According to the general, Ukraine already possesses strike zones in its arsenal, with their range, payload capacity, and speed enhanced through modernization. Missile drones are also being used. Specifically, on the 14th of January, the Ukrainian armed forces used over 200 assets to strike Russian targets, significantly reducing the Russian army's capabilities. By January the 15th, Russian forces were no longer able to launch the same number of drones and missiles as before, reducing their count to about 100, Romanenko remarked. The general added that Russia's military potential is diminishing. On the 15th of January, Russia launched an attack on Ukraine But strategic bombers from Engels Air Base could not take off due to a fire. By the way, Western sources are also reporting a significant reduction in Russia's strike assets. Analysts estimate a reduction on the front lines and nearby areas of up to 70%, Romanenko emphasized. The war continues to hit the most profitable sector of the Russian industry, oil. In 2024, seaborne exports of oil products from Russia fell by more than 9%, down to 113.7 million tons. This was reported by the Reuters agency. The Russian oil industry is going through a rough patch. Drone raids by Ukraine, an export ban, and rising prices for raw materials and production are hitting the industry hard. A number of Russian oil refineries are already facing financial difficulties. Ukraine regularly attacks Russian oil refineries and oil depots with UAVs. Dozens of objects have been successfully damaged, some of which have been put out of action for a long time. The Ukrainians deliberately strike expensive equipment at Russian plants, the replacement of which requires a lot of time and money. As a result, the volume of oil refining in Russia in the past, since 2024, fell to 267 million tons. This is the lowest figure in 12 years. The export of oil products by sea has also collapsed. The Baltic ports showed a 9% decline last year, while the Black Sea and Azov ports showed a 10% decline. According to market sources, export shipments of petroleum products through the Russian Black Sea port of Tuapse have fallen by a third to 9.1 million tons due to disruptions in operations following drone attacks and the suspension of operations at the Rosneft refinery, the article says. A reduction in oil product exports has also been reported in Russia's Arctic ports of Murmansk and Arkhangelsk. There, the decline was as high as 14% over the past year, despite the fact that the front line is far away and that Ukrainian UAVs cannot reach it.